Sirens screamed across Kyiv for over 11 hours straight. Massive Russian missile and drone barrages slammed into the Ukrainian capital in one of the longest sustained attacks of the war. Underground metro stations, bomb shelters, and basements filled with terrified families. Over 50,000 civilians trapped below ground as explosions shook the city above. Power outages plunged neighborhoods into darkness. Emergency services raced through the streets while residents huddled in fear, waiting for the all-clear that seemed like it would never come. This was not just another raid. This was Putin's attempt to break the will of Ukraine's capital. Welcome to Military Force. In this extended 8-minute breakdown, we examine the full horror of this 11-hour assault on Kyiv, how Russia prepared and launched it, the bravery of Ukrainian defenders and civilians, the strategic purpose behind the attack, and what it reveals about the current state of the war. If you want raw, detailed analysis from the front, hit that like button right now and subscribe. The night and following day turned into a nightmare for millions in Kyiv. What began as a standard air alert quickly escalated into the longest continuous attack the capital has faced in recent memory. Russian forces unleashed a complex multi-wave barrage combining cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, and swarms of attack drones. The goal was clear: overwhelm Ukraine's air defenses, exhaust the population, and send a message of terror deep into the heart of the country. Russia's preparation for such large-scale strikes is methodical. Over recent weeks, Moscow had been building up missile and drone stockpiles, using Iranian-designed Shahed drones and domestically produced systems. Intelligence suggests they waited for favorable weather conditions and a moment when Western air defense supplies to Ukraine might be strained. By launching from multiple directions, including from deep inside Russia and occupied Crimea, they attempted to saturate Ukraine's layered defenses. Ukrainian air defense operators, however, were ready. Patriot systems, NASAMS, SAMP-T, and a growing number of domestic solutions were positioned around the capital. Early warning radars picked up the incoming threats, triggering the massive civil defense operation. As the first waves approached, the order went out: head underground. Metro stations, underground malls, and reinforced shelters across the city rapidly filled with families, office workers, and anyone caught on the streets. For 11 long hours, Kyiv lived underground. Over 50,000 people huddled in metro stations that became temporary cities. Parents comforting crying children, strangers sharing water and food, volunteers distributing blankets and medicine. Phones lit up the darkness as people tried to contact loved ones. Above ground, explosions echoed across districts. Some strikes hit energy infrastructure, causing widespread blackouts. Debris from intercepted missiles rained down in residential areas. Emergency teams worked heroically under fire, extinguishing blazes and helping the injured. The human stories emerging from this attack are heartbreaking and inspiring. Families spent the entire night in crowded underground platforms. Elderly residents who could barely walk were carried to safety by volunteers. Young mothers sang lullabies to keep babies calm amid the distant booms. Despite the fear, the resilience of Kyiv's people shone through, sharing resources, offering encouragement, and refusing to panic. Ukrainian air defenses performed remarkably under immense pressure. Multiple waves of drones and missiles were intercepted before reaching their targets. However, the sheer volume and duration of the attack meant some strikes got through, causing damage to civilian infrastructure and energy facilities. Russian propagandists immediately claimed major successes, while Ukrainian officials reported that the majority of threats were neutralized, though the prolonged nature of the assault caused significant disruption. This 11-hour ordeal was not random. Russia is using these marathon attacks to achieve several goals. First, to exhaust Ukrainian air defense missiles. Each expensive Western-supplied interceptor used is one less available for future waves. Second, to terrorize the civilian population and damage morale in the capital. Third, to force Ukraine to divert resources and attention away from the front lines in Donetsk and the pressure campaign in the south around Crimea. Yet Ukraine is adapting. Domestic drone and missile production is increasing. New air defense systems are arriving from partners. Most importantly, the spirit of the Ukrainian people remains unbroken. Strategically, these attacks reveal Russia's growing frustration. Unable to achieve decisive breakthroughs on the battlefield, Putin is doubling down on strikes against civilian infrastructure and population centers. The prolonged 11-hour assault on Kyiv was designed to create maximum psychological impact, but it also highlights the limits of Russia's precision strike capability. Many missiles and drones were intercepted, and the damage, while serious, did not achieve the strategic knockout blow Moscow hoped for. The international community has strongly condemned the attack. Western leaders reaffirmed support for Ukraine, with new pledges of air defense systems expected in the coming weeks. Inside Ukraine, the assault has only strengthened national unity. President Zelensky addressed the nation, praising the courage of Kyiv residents and vowing continued resistance. For ordinary Russians, these attacks are becoming harder to ignore. While state media spins them as glorious victories, the repeated need to defend Moscow and other cities shows the war is coming home. Every expensive missile fired at Kyiv is resources not available for the front. As emergency teams continue clearing debris and restoring power in affected districts, and as the citizens of Kyiv emerge from their underground shelters, one thing is crystal clear: Ukraine is enduring, adapting, and refusing to yield. The 11-hour ordeal may have caused chaos and fear, but it has not broken the capital's spirit. This attack is part of a larger pattern. Russia is betting on attrition and terror. Ukraine is betting on resilience, innovation, and international support. The coming months will show which strategy prevails. The people of Kyiv have survived another brutal night. Their courage in the face of 11 hours of terror is a powerful reminder of what this war is truly about: freedom versus aggression, resilience versus fear. What do you think? Can Russia's continued terror attacks on Ukrainian cities eventually break civilian morale, or will they only strengthen Ukraine's determination to fight on? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you want more detailed analysis of Russian missile campaigns, Ukrainian air defense battles, civilian stories from the front, and the latest strategic developments in this war, smash the like button, share this video with others, and subscribe to Military Force. Turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching this full 8-minute breakdown. Stay informed, stay strong, and we'll see you in the next mission analysis.